I want to get to the really nitty-gritty legal side of all of this. And for that, Neama Rahmani joins me now. He's a former federal prosecutor and president of the West Coast Trial Lawyers. Okay, Neama, same questions to you. I saw a woman today named Jane who did not like the kind of sex that her boyfriend wanted her to give him, but didn't want to lose the apartment that he also gave her. I did not see coercion or racketeering or sex trafficking. Did you?
I did, Ashley, and you're going to see it tomorrow. The prosecution in their opening statement, they did talk about violence with respect to Jane. There's going to be an incident, and you're going to hear about it tomorrow, where she tried to run out of her place. Combs ran after her, put her in a chokehold, threw her to the ground, and kicked her. So that's kidnapping. And the violence, we're just getting started, scratching the surface. And here's someone who, unlike Cassie, who I also believe said in writing, I don't want to have sex with these other men. I don't want to participate in these hotel nights. That was one of the points that the defense scored when they were cross-examining Cassie. She's talking about how she loves the freak-offs. She can't wait to participate in the wishes. And again, I understand the psychology of abuse, but this is a good witness for another reason, Ashley. Combs was participating in the freak-offs even after his homes were raided in March of last year. This was someone that was with Combs up until the time that he was arrested. This is a good witness, and she's going to continue to get better. Expect to see it tomorrow.
Well, yeah, okay, so what you just laid out, there you go. To me, that's 100%. The same story as Cassie in terms of just being forcefully coerced into continuing these freak-offs out of fear of getting beaten, okay? I just don't think losing your fancy apartment that he gave you as a gift is sex trafficking or coercion or being forced into freak-offs. What I do want to ask you is this. There seems to be a lot of confusion about sex trafficking. It's my understanding that if you buy a flight and a ticket for a sex worker who crosses state lines to engage in illegal prostitution, done. Anybody who's involved in those arrangements, buying the ticket, handing the ticket, making the hotel arrangements, all the rest, they're guilty of the sex trafficking. But there's also this second part, which is somebody who's being forced to do something that they don't necessarily want to do, and they traveled over state lines, like all of these tickets that she said, I don't know if they were tickets or, private jets, but all these different locales where Jane said she was taken for these freak-offs. Are those both evidence of sex trafficking?
So the first is more of a Mann Act violation, prostitution, but the second is sex trafficking. Look, sex trafficking, and this is probably one of the #1 questions I get in the case, is not human trafficking. You don't have to be kidnapped and thrown in a white van and locked in a cage. It is just sex through force, fraud, or coercion. There has to be a commercial component and an interstate component. So when we hear about these hotel nights in Miami, in LA, in New York, in Turks and Caicos, that's the interstate component. When you have all these sex workers being paid, that's the commercial element. So all you need now is force, fraud, or coercion, right? So coercion might be someone who's done drugs twice in her life, being given drugs every single day, and saying, I only want to have sex with you, I love you. But she is there 24 hours having sex with other men that are being paid, right? Or here's someone who is a victim of violence. Again, I'm not saying by itself, but this is telling a very consistent story with the other victims, Ashley, which is why I like her. And she gets us to the present day. So again, you have that force, you have that coercion. It's consistent with what Cassie described, as well as Mia. So you have the sex trafficking.
Well, with what we're going to hear tomorrow, if you're right, it sounds a lot like Cassie 2.0. Neama Rahmani, looking forward to our next visit. Thanks for this.
Thanks, Ashley. Talk soon.